Hello friends, here another tutorial to see how we can use the equimaps interactive tool in one of the equity dimensions we call the definition of global health equity models. If you click on equimaps interactive and then you click on this link here as the interface, you will see how the StatPlanet software opens up, and then you go to the central bar where you select the second of the chapters of Sustainable Health Equity Indicators. This is the Global Health Equity Models, and let's start by the first indicator, which says Healthy and Replicable Models. What this means is that we have selected countries that here have a code number of over 1, while others have a code of under 1. Now, the countries that are here in this dark color blue are countries that are healthy and replicable models. What that means is these countries had at the given time a life expectancy higher than the world average, while the GDP per capita, reflecting the use of resources, was below world average. This is really important because we have been in the last 4 or 5 decades focusing on development models, which were also the countries that were influencing the development agenda through their dominance of the international financing institutions and the international cooperation. But all of those countries of the OECD group were not sustainable, were not replicable, because the GDP per capita was far above the world's average, rendering them non-replicable models because there wouldn't be enough resources for all if we would follow that standard. Now, since we only have here 2 criteria really, let's reduce it to 3. We cannot reduce it any further, and let's put it like green, those that are over 1.1. Now, let's see, if you want, we can put this as another color, which would be something like reddish, and we can see how the world looks like in healthy and replicable models and non-healthy or non-replicable models. You can also scroll back here this time function to the earliest time when we have records, 1960s. You can play and see how the world has been evolving and turning either reddish or greenish in terms of countries that were healthy and replicable or not. While you do that, you can also see how a particular country has been evolving. Let's take China, and when it became healthy replicable, in fact, after the 90s. And you can click a second one like Russia. You see when did it leave that group. You can also click here on the bar charts and see how many countries were sustainable throughout the time, and you can also look at it throughout the time and see how it has been evolving. You see all the countries that were not healthy or not sustainable and the group of countries that were so. You can also look at a given country with this line chart, as we've done with Russia, China. You see what happened to Spain. Or you can do a scatter diagram where you can see which countries have been healthy and replicable and what has been the relation, for instance, with certain indicators like life expectancy could be one, obviously, and let's put it like a bubble size of population to indicate the magnitude of the country itself in terms of population, and see how it has evolved. Which countries were in this group of sustainably healthy and replicable models and which were not, and how has this been evolving. And we see that life expectancy has been quite high in the healthy and sustainable, healthy and replicable models, and quite scattered in the rest. Obviously, you will find here countries with very GDP per capita, but also very low life expectancy, and others that will not. You see what is the movement between both groups, and which big bubbles like China, when did they move. So you can see all these functions in that precise indicator, and you can also do the same with the other indicator, which is even more sensitive and defines the healthy, replicable and sustainable model, introducing the dimension of carbon emissions between the planetary boundary. And this is again how the world looked like, although we only have the carbon emissions per capita recorded after the year 2000, and which countries have remained healthy and replicable, but also after the year 2000 they were also sustainable. Here we go. And we see here the truly models of healthy, replicable and sustainable models. Those are the ones shown in green. And by the end of the decade, we only had a few countries, these 14 countries, that reflect those that have been consistently healthy, replicable and sustainable throughout time, including in the last decade with carbon emissions at the planetary boundary. These are the countries, and they're shown in green in this graph. So we hope you can enjoy it and reflect on it and see also how we've been selecting these models. You can also see in greater detail how the data show in our interactive database and graphs in our other tool. So thanks for paying attention to this. This chapter of Sustainable Health Equity mapping is important, and we hope you can enjoy it, use it, and improve it with us. Thank you.